Doc Ock coming at you tonight. How's everybody doing? Hope y'all are doing fine out there in Black Facts land. Because I am here and ready to go, and I am still the man. So let me take something right on out of the can and let you have it right between your eyes. Or maybe I should say between your ears. If you're listening, I hope you can hear everything I got to say today. First thing you know you need to do is always, as usual, go ahead and give us a like and give us a thumbs up. And once you're done with that, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button right below to the Tubular Black Facts channel. And in the meanwhile, we'll go ahead and share a proverb with you today. Let's see what we've got today. Oh, I see one of my favorite ones here, but I've already read that one. I'm not going to read that one today. But I see one I really like, but let's see what else I can find. Okay. Now, here's a good one for you here. He may say that he loves you. Wait and see what he does for you. He may say that he loves you. Wait and see what he does for you. How about that one? He may say that he loves you, but wait and see what he does for you. Now that sounds like a proverb for real right there. All right. And in the meanwhile, we got a story tonight. Our story is coming out of the book African Myths and Folk Tales by none other than Carter Godwin Woodson. Carter G. Let's see what Carter G's got for you and he's got for me. Right over here, we're going to see. Tonight, we're going to read the story of how animals came into the world. Famine in a strange land had lasted nearly 3 years. In that land lived a man called Kwaku Tsin. As he was very hungry, Kwaku Tsin looked daily in the forest to find food. One day, he happened to see 3 palm kernels on the ground, just 3 of them on the ground. He picked up 2 stones with which to crack them. The first nut, however, slipped when he hit it and rolled into a hole behind him. The same thing happened to the second and to the third. This annoyed Kwaku very much, as you might imagine. And he determined to go down the hole to seek his lost palm kernels. When he reached the hole, however, he was surprised to learn that it was the entrance to a town. Imagine that. It's like Alice in Wonderland, right? Of which he had never before even heard of. When he entered it, he found death-like silence everywhere. He cried aloud, "Is anybody here? Is anybody here? Is there anybody here?" Soon he heard a voice in reply. He went in that direction and found an old woman creeping along one of the streets. She stopped and asked why he had come there, and he quickly told her. The old woman was very kind and sympathetic and promised to help him if he would do as she told him. "Go into the garden and listen attentively," said she. "You will hear the yams speak." Talking yams? "Pass by any yam that says, 'Dig me out, dig me out.' But take the one that says, 'Do not dig me out.' Bring that one to me." When he brought the yam, she directed him to remove the peel from it and throw the yam away. He was then to boil the rind, and while boiling, it would become a yam. It turned out as she said, and they sat down to eat some of it. Before taking the meal, the old woman requested Kwaku not to look at her while she ate. He was very polite and obedient and kept his head turned away. In the evening, the old woman sent him into the garden to get one of the drums which were there. She told him, if you come to a drum which says ding, ding, when you touch it, take it. But be very careful not to take one which says dong, dong. He carefully obeyed her orders. When he showed her the drum, she looked pleased and told him to his great delight that he had only to beat it if at any time he were hungry. That would bring him food aplenty. He thanked the old woman very much and went home. As soon as Quecutsin reached his own home, he called his household together and then beat the drum. All at once, food of every kind came before them, and they all ate and ate until they wanted no more. The next day, Quecutsin called all the people of the village together in the public square and then beat the drum once more. In this way, every family received plenty of food to satisfy their wants. And everybody thanked Quecutsin very much for giving them what they so much needed. Anansi, here we go. Anansi, Queku's father, however, was jealous of his son, who was able to feed the whole village. Anansi thought he too should have a magic drum. The people then would be grateful to him instead of to the son. He asked the young man, therefore, where he had found this wonderful drum. At first, his son refused to tell him. But Anansi gave him no peace until he learned the entire story. He then immediately went off toward the hole leading to the town. He carried with him an old nut, which he pretended to crack, but he threw it into the hole and jumped in after it and hurried along to the silent village. When he came to the first house, he cried, "Is there anyone here? Anybody here? Here? Here?" The old woman came, as she did when the sun had come, and Anansi entered her home. He was in too much haste to be polite and spoke to her very rudely, saying, "Hurry up, old woman, hurry up and give me something to eat." The woman politely asked him to go into the garden and choose the yam which should say, "Do not dig me out." Anansi laughed at her and said, "You surely take me for a dunce if the yam does not want to be dug out. I'd be silly to dig it out. I will take the one which says to me to be dug out." So he did. When he brought the yam to the old woman, she told him, as she had told his son, to throw away the inside and boil the rind, but he refused to obey. Whoever heard of such a silly thing as throwing away the inside and boiling the peel, said Anansi. He did so, and the yam turned into stones. He then saw that it was better to do as he had been told and boil the rind. While boiling, the rind turned into a yam. Anansi then turned in anger to the old woman and said, "You are a witch." She took no notice of his words, but went on putting the food on the table. She placed his dinner on a small table, lower than her own, saying to him, "You must not look at me while I eat." He rudely replied, "Indeed, I will look at you if I choose, and I will have my dinner at your table, not at that small, little, tiny, bitty, itty-bitty table." Again, she said nothing, but she did not touch her dinner. Anansi ate his own, and he ate hers too. When he had finished eating, she said, "Now go into the garden and choose a drum. Do not take the one which sounds dong, dong. Take the one which says ding, ding." Anansi then said, "Do you think I will take your advice, you witch? No, I will choose the drum which says dong, dong. You're just trying to play a trick on me." He did as he wished. Having secured the drum, he marched off without so much as thanking the old woman. No sooner had he reached home than he thought to show off his new power to the villagers. He called all to the public square and told them to bring dishes and trays as he was going to supply them with food. The people in great joy rushed to the spot. Anansi took his position in the middle of them and began beating his drum. To his surprise and horror, instead of the abundance of foodstuffs which Kwaku had summoned, Anansi saw rushing toward him beasts and serpents of all kinds. Such things had never been seen on the earth before. All the people except Anansi fled in every direction. He was too frightened to move and was quickly devoured by the animals. Thus, he had been speedily punished for his disobedience. Fortunately, Kwaku, with his mother and sisters, had been at the outer edge of the crowd, and they easily escaped into shelter. The animals then went in all directions, and ever since they roamed wild in the forest. A man with wisdom is better off than a stupid man with any amount of charm and superstition. Or another way to say that, no man puts new cloth into an old garment. Okay, not really sure what that means. That sounds like patches. But no man puts new cloth into an old garment. And so there we have the end of that story for tonight about how animals came to be on the earth. And of course, we have more stories left for the rest of the month. We'll be reading some more out of this book by Carter Godwin Woodson. And this really is the beauty of Black Facts, because I did not know this book was even here. This is not my book. This is a book that was purchased by my father, Dr. Crosby. And I just looked over here on the shelf one day. I needed a book, and boom, there it was. So when the student is ready, the master will appear, or in this case, the teacher will appear, which in this case happens to be Carter G. Woodson. So we will bid you all adieu, but only after reminding all you little children out there to take your little heads and put them on your little pillows, on your little bed, close those your eyes, and wait for that sun to rise. And when you see those, feel those sunbeams, not just see those sunbeams. When you feel them coming, beaming down on your eyes, and they're turning your eyes all red inside, go ahead and rise up and greet the day in a brand new way. That's what we like you to do, since you're getting this all free and you don't even have to pay. And as for you adults out there, we could say the same for you, but in addition to that, we just like to remind you, if you haven't done it already, go ahead and give us a like. If you like what you saw, if you like what you heard, give us a thumbs up. And you can even go ahead and subscribe to the Black Facts YouTube channel, otherwise known as Tubular Black Facts. That's right, Tubular Black Facts. That is us, and we will be black tomorrow, just like we were black today, and we were black yesterday too. But tomorrow we will be black at noon, high noon. Look for us here. We'll be right black real soon. In the meanwhile, we'll just say peace out to Brother Glenn West over here and Imani Zaire. And see if we see anybody else out there. I don't see anybody else out there. But peace be unto you all. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you. We'll see you next time with a whole new rhyme. Until then, may peace guide your way.